Hey guys, back again. Another deck tech. This deck tech isn't mine, it was supplied by a friend. This is Sharpie's Rakdos Goblins using Wart Bogar Ante as the commander. So we'll do the same as usual, we'll talk through the creatures, instant sorceries, enchantments and their land base. Alright. Just sort these into piles before we start. Sorceries, enchantments, lands. Right, so first off, the only planeswalker in the deck, Jaya, deals 2 damage to any target. And if a red source control deal damage to a permanent opponent, deals that much damage plus 1. So you're getting extra damage in with all these goblins that you're going to be creating. Alright, Perforos, nice card. If your devotion's less than 5, he's not a creature. And whenever a creature enters the battlefield, deals 2 damage to each opponent. Obviously indestructible as well. That's what that wee thing says there. If you don't know, that's indestructible. Bogart Mob, champion a goblin. Whenever a goblin control deals combat damage to a player, you may put a 1/1 black rogue creature token into play. Beetleback Chief, enters the battlefield, put 2 red 1/1 goblin creature token in the battlefield, so creating goblins as usual. Mob Catcher, search your library for a goblin card, put it into play. Easy if you're struggling for that little combo piece that you need. Goblin Trashmaster, +1/+1, sacrifice a goblin, destroy the artifact, so you can easily just take it, sacrifice a wee 1/1 goblin and destroy your Solving, your Mana Crypts, your Fan Dynamos, Chromatic Lanterns, anything that basically annoys them if he wants. Krenko, a lot of people use this as the red goblin commander. Tap, create X 1/1 red goblin creature tokens with X amount of goblins you control. KKGK, we like KKGK. Haste, tap, create a token that's a copy of target non-legendary creature. It has haste, sacrifice next end step, so you've got that creature that's just come in, boom, tap him and you can use them again straight away. Wee flying goblins, not very often you see them. Nice cool artwork though, look at that. Look at the wee guy, look at the guy on the back hanging off, and the wee guy just fell, see him? So that is flying, but with power stuff is equal to the number of creatures you control, so the more goblins you have, the more powerful this is. Siege Gang, enters the battlefield, create 3 1/1s, sacrifice a goblin, deal 2 damage to any target. Voracious Dragon, flying, devour 1, comes into play, deal damage to that creature or player equal to twice the number of goblins it devoured. So if you're struggling late game, he comes in, sacrifice all your goblins, so say you've got 10, that will double to 20 damage, bang, somebody in the face, no problem. Legion Loyalist, we won. 1 mana, 1/1 with haste. And our creatures gain first item trampled in the turn, can't be blocked. Foundry Street Denizen, whenever race creature in the battlefield, under your control, gets a +1/+0 to end the turn. So if you're creating loads of goblins in that turn, especially with Krenko and that out, he can get quite high. Basically a bit like Rat Colony, but for goblins. Script Prospector, sacrifice a goblin at a mana. You'll be creating plenty of goblins, so you've got plenty of extra mana out there. Goblin Pile Driver, protection from blue, gets +2/+0 to end the turn for each other attacking goblin, so he can get big and nasty. Comes into play, search your library for any number of goblin cards, reveal those to all players, shuffle your library and put them on top of your library in any order. Nice little goblin recruiter, old school visions I think. Oh, there we go, Bloodmark Mentor. Red creatures you control have first strike. Should be a rare, not an uncommon. Goblin Instigator in the battlefield, create a 1/1 red goblin creature. Goblin Tinkerer, destroy target artifact. The artifact deals an amount of damage equal to its casting cost to Goblin Tinkerer, so basically kill an artifact if you need to. Metallic Mimic, most decks, tribal decks should run this. If you get it earlier on, goblins are coming out with a +1/+1 on them. It's nice. Grenzo, who remembers Grenzo? He's so good, isn't he? From back in the day. Conspiracy, take the crown. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, choose one, so Goad or exile top card, and you may cast that card and spend mana as any colour to cast it. Goblin War Driver, Battle Cry, attacks, each other creature gets +1/+0. One Instigator, so 2 mana for a 1/1 double strike, deal damage to an opponent, you may put a goblin creature from your hand onto the battlefield. Nice. Munitions Expert, flash 1/1, enters the battlefield, you may have it deal damage to that creature or planeswalker you can goblins you control. Late game, that could be some serious damage. Grenzo Dungeon Warden, enters the battlefield with X +1/+1 counters on it, and then put the bottom card of your library into your graveyard. As a creature with power less than or equal to Grenzo's power, put it onto the battlefield. So hopefully if you cast this mid-game for high amounts, you're getting goblins for 2 mana basically. Gem Palm Incinerator, when you cycle it, you may have it deal X damage to target creature where X is the number of goblins on the battlefield. So this is put on here for late game cycling, because you wouldn't want to do that early on. Goblin Matron comes into play with such a library of goblin cards. If you do, reveal that card, put it in your hand, shuffle your library afterwards. Searching for the piece then. Rabble Masters, other goblin creatures can attack each turn if able. At the beginning of the combat, your turn, create a 1/1 red goblin, and attacks, it gets +1/+0 until end of turn for each other attacking goblin. Save again. So you can see the damage that's happening here. Passionate Mons, when she attacks, another creature dies, deals 1 damage to any target. Oh, is that Krenko Tim Mob Boss? I don't know. Looks nice, can't read it though. Legion War Boss, Mentor, at the beginning of combat, your turn, create a 1/1 red goblin creature token, gains haste until end of turn, and attacks this turn if able. Oh, Mad Anti, look at that. We all had an anti like that, didn't we? I'm sure I did. Actually, that frog was my anti. Look at it. Like, ooh. There you go. Other creature you go get +1/+1, regenerate target goblin. So if somebody kills your Krenko, I'll just regenerate it. Adaptive Automation. Basically, it's 3 mana to choose goblins and get +1/+1 on them. So it's a cheap Door of Destinies. Goblin King, all goblins get +1/+1 and have Mountain Walk. Better be a Bloodman in here somewhere. Squee! We love Squee. Squee the Immortal. Basically cast them from anywhere you want. I remember playing a commander against this before and it was just a pain in the ass. Sensation Gorger. Oh, I've not seen this one before. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may look at the top card of your library. If it shows a creature type with Sensation Gorger, you may reveal it. If you do, each player discards his or her hand, draws 4 cards. Oh, that's nasty. I'd like to play that with my Locust Squad deck. Goblin War Chief, goblins cost 1 less to cast and have haste. Chieftain, haste. Other goblins have 1 and have haste as well. A lot of haste and a lot of +1s. These goblins are getting massive. Hey! It's your old dinner lady from school. 0, sacrifice a goblin to regenerate target creature. And there we go, Knucklebone Witch. Whenever a goblin control put in the graveyard from play, put a +1/+1 on Knucklebone Witch. That's the creatures, right? What we'll do, we'll cut across in. There we go, talked about it. Bloodman, all your non-basic lands are mountains. Gets the goblin with Mountain Walk, game over. Bogart Shenanigans. Whenever another goblin you control puts a graveyard from play, you may have Bogart deal 1 damage to target player. Oh, nasty. Goblin War Drums. Ooh. That range is dead small. Each attacking creature you control that opponent chooses to block may not be blocked with fewer than 2 creatures. Oh, it's old school menacing. Goblins are menace. Shared Animosity. Creature you control attacks get +1/+0 for each other attacking creature that shares a creature type. Grave Pact. Oh, basically, whenever a goblin dies, you sacrifice a creature. Wee board wipe. And the wee mana echoes. We love mana echoes. Basically, if you share a creature type with it, you get 1 mana for each other creature who shares a creature type with it. Right. Artifacts. Altar of the Brood. Each opponent puts the top card of his or her library in and a permanent into the battlefield. Skull Clamp for card draw if you need it. Soul Ring for mana. Desecrated Tomb. Basically, if there's a graveyard removal, create a bat. Next Lotus, Mana Devotion, why not? Panharmonicon, trigger those abilities again, so those +1, +0s, +2, +0s and 1 damages trigger more. Coat of Arms, +1/+1 for each other creature, so 10 goblins, you get +9/+9. Tap 2 goblins, you may put goblins onto the battlefield, especially with created loads. Vanquisher's Banner, +1/+1, whenever you hit a goblin, draw a card. Right, instants and sorceries in, let's talk about them. Destroy target creature, can't be regenerated, simple removal. Sacrifice a goblin, deals 5 damage. 1 mana, 5 damage, better than a lightning bolt. Goblin Warstrike, deals damage with the number of goblins you control. No more nasty stuff. No got a clue. Destroy an artifact by the look of it that you don't control. Kremkel's Command, create 1/1 goblins. Cordon Outward, create 3 1/1 goblins. Ooh, that's dual decks. I'm assuming that's create 2 1/1 goblins from it. Is that Empty the Warren? Maybe. Fodder Launch, sacrifice a goblin, target creature -5/-5, and deals 5 damage to that creature's controller. Relentless Assault, untap all creatures that attack this turn and they have another combat phase. Mental. Be good in Nigeria though as well. Double strike until end of turn. Choose a creature type, destroy all creatures at that type. So I choose goblins, destroy everything that's not a goblin. So mana base, Rakdos lands. So Rakdos Granarium, Bloodfell Caves, Canyon Slough, Dragon Skull Summit, Foreboding Ruins. You made everything a mountain, or non-basic lands are mountains, may as well make them a swamp as well. Use it Urborg. Basically that's Krenkel, that's what that's in there for. Goblins, extra mana, and then we have all these nice full art German mountains and normal mountains, and then we go to swamps. Oh, we foiled one. As usual guys, thanks very much for watching. Any comments below what we're missing from this deck tech, please leave and we'll comment on them as well. As usual, I'll put a link into the Lana Market account as well, and my local LGS, Castle Comics UK. See you all next time.